Finally, they turned Die Hard into a Christmas movie. I'm Justin.
$58 and almost both of our lives. That's all this trip to the movies cost me. I'm Sam.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Oh my god, it's in your eye! This is Violent Night, and I'm Jackie on Stinker Madness.
Hello and welcome to Stinker Madness, a podcast about bad movies for bad movie lovers by bad movie lovers. I'm your host, Justin. With me are always Sam and Jackie. This week on the show, we've got a very special bad movie field trip where we go to the movies to see a bad movie. That's why it's a bad movie field trip. This time it's called Violent Night, starring David Harbour and Johnny Leguizamas. And it's all I got. That's what I'm going to start with. That's how I started this one. So, Sam? How did you almost die?
Well, I got up at 7:23 because the only time that I could get to this movie and still make the podcast was there was one showing in Meridian, Idaho at the Majestic Theater at 11 a.m. Everywhere else it was 1 or after.
All right.
And I couldn't watch it yesterday because there's too many goddamn leaves in my yard. It's like fucking, there's 12 full bags of leaves. And that was the third time there's still 12 bags of fucking leaves.
Leaf apocalypse.
Anyway, get up what I think is early enough. It snowed last night. First good snow. People just don't know how to drive. It's so slow going. I didn't eat dinner last night specifically because I was going to have a special day of Violent Santa Claus and breakfast at a breakfast place that I like. So I'm super hungry. And it's so slow going that when we get to the restaurant, it's a really tight schedule, but we think we're going to make it. Then they make us, we were invisible. We sat there. I think everybody else was invisible too. For 20 minutes before the waitress shows up, and I'm like, we have to be to a movie at 11. Mm-hmm. Are we going to make it? And she goes, if you order it to go. And I was like, I'm sorry, we're going to have to leave because I'm not going to dump the breakfast on my face in the car.
Are you kidding me?
Before the movie.
Jesus.
The answer was no. You're not going to make it.
So you sat there for 20 minutes for zero reason.
Well, I guess there was a reason.
Okay.
Because of the bread email, or the emailed bread.
The emailed bread.
There was an older elderly couple that had made a special request via email, I guess.
They emailed the restaurant and said, can I have bread?
Special bread, maybe?
Bread?
I couldn't tell what was going on. Okay. At some point, there was points involved.
What?
So they're like, well, we had the ticket from the email, but then there was another ticket from the email right next to it. And because there's two of them, we just ignored both of them. And I think they sent somebody out to get the bread then.
I don't know what that is.
And the old people were going to wait, and it basically just stopped the entire machine.
Oh, my God.
But then rewards points got involved. This is how I'm walking out, and I'm like, this is one of my favorite places to eat. It's one of the chefs that sort of designed Boise breakfast cuisine, and the snow happens now in a state where it's gonna fucking snow, and there's so many new people that it just turns into a disaster. So now we've got some time. We're gonna make it on time.
Uh-huh.
I'll eat something
Hungry.
at the theater.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
pretty fucking hungry.
Yeah.
Get on the freeway. It's not great, and you know that it's bad because the freeway is pretty self-cleaning on a storm. There's so many tires that go over it with trucks that it just melts.
Yeah.
But the freeway is not good, so we're going slow. Mm-hmm. And people that don't know how to drive in snow don't like that. So a guy whipped by me at 70, lost it.
Oh, no.
I had to tap the brakes. He then pulled the perfect trifecta of how to lose it in the snow. So he already was going too fast. That's checkbox 1.
Right.
Checkbox 2, when the car starts to drift, slam the steering wheel in the opposite direction as hard as you can.
Yeah, he did not do that.
Overcorrecting.
Okay.
He overcorrected.
Oh, he overcorrected.
Once he realized he was overcorrected,
and he hit the brakes.
He checked box 3 and locked up the brakes.
Locked up the brakes. There it is. That's the one I'm looking for.
And it's always some dick in a big fuck truck.
No, this was a guy in a Maxima. It was a red Max. It was the worst thing you could do. He had the worst car. A Mustang would have been a worse car to do it in because it's rear-wheel drive. But, yeah, even with front-wheel drive, he had to do a lot of wrong things to do this.
So what happened?
I slowed down, the people behind me sort of slowed down, and it created a perfect situation where if he wouldn't have locked the brakes and he would have tried to get it back, he would have turned into a kind of a bubble hazard that I would have had to... I was ready to shoot underneath him.
Okay.
My foot was not on the brakes anymore. It was on the gas, and I was ready for evasive maneuvers. However, because he locked him up, I just watched him careen into the barricade.
Ah, did he blow up?
He hit it not hard enough that anybody was hurt, but his car's fucking total.
You didn't get to drive through the explosion?
I did not.
That's too bad.
It was also a situation where you would usually stop, but you couldn't, because if I would have stopped, I would have caused a fucking 50-car pileup. So I'm like, sorry, friend. You look like you're going to be okay. I have to keep going. Yeah, no, it's a weird situation where you're supposed to stop at an accident, but if you stop at an accident on the freeway, you're going to fucking kill somebody.
Yeah, you can't stop. You got to drive through the explosion going, Yahoo! Right through it.
Okay.
You get some man on your windshield. That's how the Star Wars people do it. And I'm pretty sure that they know how to do things.
So I had to, because I don't go to the Majestic because it's not in the same fucking city I live in. They dinged me for like almost $5 on the electronic ticket fee. And I'm like, oh, you sons of bitches.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm at $20 already, which isn't that bad, but it's a matinee.
Still hungry. Still hungry. And I'm like, I see the hot dogs. Okay.
I order the hot dogs and a full bag of powder. I order $36 worth of food at this point before tax.
Of hot dogs.
We got giant drinks. We've got a huge thing of popcorn, and we got 2 hot dogs.
Okay, all right.
The kid goes over to the hot dogs, and they're red.
Uh-huh.
Anyone who's seen a hot dog rotisserie before knows that these ones are ready to go in the buns.
Uh-huh.
He probes them with a thermometer
on
the inside.
Come on.
And he's like looking at the thermometer probe in the hot dog, and then he puts it back on there, and then he goes and gets somebody, and he's probing the hot dog again and looking at the man, and the man is pointing at where the readout for the temperature is, and he's not looking at that. He's looking at this hot dog that he's making sex to with a thermometer. And then he puts it back, and then he grabs another one and does it some.
Oh, no.
And then he decides, I should get the popcorn first. I know how to do that.
Oh, my God.
So then he gets our popcorn and drinks, and then he goes back to the hot dogs and fucks them with this stick again.
Jesus.
And eventually he just says, I've done enough. I can put these in the hot dog box. So he puts them in the hot dog box. Sandra is just like, what the fuck is this kid doing?
So basically you got a stabbed up hot dog.
Go over to the condiment area. They only have bagged condiments. There's no onions or anything like it used to be in the before times. I'm like, fuck it, if I'm only going to put bullshit on my hot dog, it's going to be mayonnaise. And so I'm about to put the mayonnaise on, and I see it, and I had to throw mayonnaise on the wall because I saw it. It was about to hit the hot dog, and the mayonnaise that was coming out of the bag was clear, and I was like, wrong color! Ah!
No! Oh, my God.
It's like I sprayed mayonnaise on the wall at the theater. I'm like, oh fuck, and I'm like, I really want mayonnaise on this hot dog, and I think a lot of people are like, mayonnaise on hot dogs, yuck. It's not that bad. I said that before until I tried
put that on every single one of my hot dogs.
So I tried another one, and I like squeeze it over the trash can to see if it's clear, and it is. And I just throw it in there. And I'm like, I'm eating a dry hot dog. This is fucked up.
Oh my God.
Whatever.
You poor man.
This is all bad. Let's just go into the theater.
You poor man.
So we go into the theater, and I ended up eating 1 3/4 hot dogs because Sandra ate the first bite of her hot dog and
like,
just
nope.
handed it to me. And didn't even shake her head. She's just like, not happening. I'm like, all right, 2 hot dogs, whatever. And then the movie started, and it was fine.
Rough. That was not what you had planned. Like,
no,
everything pretty much went opposite until I'm hoping that when the movie started, things got better for you. But anyways, what do you got on Violent Nights, Sam? Anything to report here? I know it's short notice.
Oh, wait, can we talk about the previews first?
Oh, let's get what everybody wants to talk about. We got some Cocaine Bear coming.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for Cocaine Bear. In the preview, the bear does a line off of a dead guy. I'm like, this is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
This is totally going to be a bad movie field trip for me when it's my turn.
I've got a little bit of Wolf Cop feelings from it, but I'm still hopeful that Cocaine Bear appoints.
The trailer body count was high enough that they've already passed Wolf Cop in the trailer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so let's keep our fingers crossed. We're gonna go see that probably in February. So
also, I had Gerard Butler theatric release, which is very rare now. So we've already got 2 bad movie field trips coming.
All right.
In this young year, off of one viewing from me, and it's called Plane, and it's a pilot that crashes in the Philippines or somewhere around there, and it's an island of only pirates. And the guy that plays Luke Cage, I think his name's John Colton, is a prisoner, and they steal all the hostages except those 2, fortunately, and then they're going to fucking kill all of them.
They didn't bring enough men.
That should be good.
Yeah, all right, cool. All right, what about Violent Night, Sam?
Johnny Legs is 62.
Johnny Legs is 62? You're kidding. God, he looks...
Johnny Legs is 62.
He looks like he's about 48.
He doesn't look great until you find out that he's 62 and you're like, man, Johnny, you look great. His kids are adults.
Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Man. That guy's been around for a long time, I guess.
He's a huge pillar of the Latin American activism community.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's just Johnny Legs is a beautiful, beautiful man.
Yeah, he's great.
I think The Pest didn't do very good for him because the trailer for it turned off most people. I ended up watching it finally after like 10 years of consternation because the trailer looked so annoying, and it was pretty funny.
I didn't have any doings with that movie.
Beverly D'Angelo was 71.
That doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah, she's had some work done.
She
to her face.
You know, like even if you go back, and I think that this is her thing and why she was so successful, other than that she's a pretty funny and good actor. She looked, I mean, and maybe it's just cliche of me to say, maybe it's just playing into the stereotype, but she always looked like someone's mom. And so...
Not always.
Okay, not always. All right. Like when she got her top off, she didn't look like someone's mom?
No, she was around before. She had a couple of movies as playing single roles as a younger woman, and she's very attractive.
Okay, all right. Well, throughout obviously the National Lampoons, she looked like somebody's mom.
Did I mention
she was still good looking in those?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's still great.
I'm not saying moms can be real good looking, Jackie. There's a whole thing about moms being good looking. I don't know if you ever heard about it. I'm just saying she looked like a mother.
Yeah. Did I talk last week about the her being the mother of Pacino's kids?
You did. Yeah, you briefly mentioned that.
So yeah, we'll mention that again, I guess. Whoops.
Yep. Hey, Al got some of that mom stuff.
Yeah. So David Harbour.
A hot way of putting it.
Really, like Stranger Things obviously explodes his career because he's back on. He's now the only man on this movie poster, right?
Right.
This is a David Harbour vehicle.
It is.
But where did he really come from? Because he's kicked around for a long time. He's classically trained, still does the theater.
I'm going to interrupt you. Weirdly, Jackie and I just happened to pull up an episode of Key and Peele, and we're watching it. And there's a shot way before David Harbour was anybody of David Harbour playing a cop, and he just does he doesn't even have a line. He's just a cop that does a drive-by of the joke. That's it. I was like, whoa, that's David Harbour. That's crazy.
David Harbour was doing movies 10 years before that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I was like, whoa.
But he wasn't. It was just like, well, that was David Harbour. That was the thing. He was a theater actor that was doing very well in that, and then he'd get some movies and get a part, get this or that.
Mm-hmm.
And it actually isn't, because his career picks up considerably, and I was surprised to find that it wasn't really Stranger Things, and then I slapped myself in the head because he did so fucking good in the he was in under half the episodes, but he's in quite a few episodes. And he did such a good fucking job. I'm like, oh fuck, that was David Harbour.
In what? Did such a good job?
Newsroom that you guys didn't watch, and you never fucking watch. Nobody ever watches fucking Newsroom. I'm always like, Newsroom, that show is so fucking good.
Huh, all right.
But his career picked up immensely after his multi-episode appearance in Newsroom. Okay. And everyone who wasn't a thing picked up immensely in, like, Alison Pill got her career back, basically. She was kind of sinking into mediocrity. Yeah. Olivia Munn got taken seriously after that.
Okay, all right.
Other than being really hot in the Princess Leia thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's David Harbour.
Okay, all right. Hi, David. He was really good in Black Widow, we should mention. I know you didn't see that, Sam, but...
I did.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
David Harbour was great in it.
Yeah. Now he gets to be David Harbour.
Right.
And it seems like the shirtless thing is going to be one of his shticks, like his
man or dad bod.
But it's not even a dad bod. It's just like, this is the body of a human being who is strong.
Yeah.
This is a strong man's real body.
He's very not like oldie Hercules shirtless guy, but like if he was a Viking and went to, that's what I would expect a Viking
across the field from that.
That's what I would expect him to look like. A big, just big. Yeah, he eats those big turkey legs, like a whole mutton. He eats food. He likes it. That's why he's pillaging, is to get that sweet chow. So,
but you would not fuck with a guy that big unless you were also that big. And then if you were, you'd be like, I'm going to think twice
I'm
about
going to eat your food.
Yeah.
I'm coming over there. I'm getting your nachos. You're trying to steal my mutton.
Yeah. Pat Casey and Worm Miller.
Oh, and rape the women.
Writers of this film. What's that?
And rape the women.
Oh my God, you're such
Pat
an
Casey
ass.
and Worm Miller.
Nachos.
These guys.
I'm just saying they're Vikings, Jackie. I mean, that did take place, all right? They didn't just go there for just the nachos.
Kept them afterwards.
True.
I'm sorry, you're an anus.
Zap. Nice job there.
So Pat Casey and Worm Miller, they're writers. They wrote this. They also wrote the Sonics, because there are apparently 2 Sonic the Hedgehog movies, and I did not know that.
Yeah.
One came out like this summer.
Yeah.
My kid went to it.
Our kid loves him. But wait, the guys that wrote this wrote the Sonic movies.
Yeah.
That's a leap.
The Sonic's the leap. They're just pro writers. When they write their own shit, it's more like this.
All right.
They have another movie called Quit Stabbing Me.
Oh, all right. Hey guys.
I was not like super pumped about this. I have only seen one Tommy Wirkola movie. He's a Norwegian director. I've heard good things about Dead Snow. I've never seen it.
I thought it was fine, but it's just another zombie movie. It's another zombie movie.
Yeah. I have only seen Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and that was really tough.
It was really tough. Yeah,
I was not super pumped about this because I was like, "Oh, this guy, I did not like that one." And then I saw when I was gonna get the tickets, that it was like last week. I didn't like when I bought the tickets online. It had a 65 already on pre-release on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, that's kind of high.
Yeah.
And it's already up to 70 after the release weekend. And so for a movie of this nature, that's really high.
It is really high. Yeah.
Yeah. So he also did What Happened to Monday, which is a Netflix thing, because this is, I'm going to end up having to watch that now. So,
All right.
Yeah.
When we were walking into the theater, I was kind of surprised because the reviews on IMDb or user reviews are very high praise for this movie. And I'm like, that can be 50-50. Some people that review on IMDb can be kind of dickheads. But a new Christmas classic was the buzzword. And then we're walking into the theater, and one of the ushers or one of the guys that works at the theater, he's like, awesome movie. You're going to like it. And I'm like, movie theater employee telling me I'm going to like a movie? I'm probably not going to like this movie. So... yeah,
you're so prejudiced.
No, I am a total terrible just jerk.
So I've had that happen twice, and the only time I can remember it happened to you and I once a long time ago. We went in, and the kid was like, you're gonna like this one," and I was like,
I don't know,
weird kid.
Yeah, and
then I liked it. I was like, that kid was right.
Yeah,
and I don't remember what movie that was. And the second time, he didn't say anything, but when friend of the program Ben and I was visiting him in Portland, and we went to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and the guy getting us our popcorn, the kid getting us our popcorn, was like, "What are you guys seeing?" And we're like, "Once Upon a Time in Hollywood." And he looks up and he just nods and he's like, you guys did the right choices here.
Huh.
And I walked out of that going, that kid knows what's fucking going on.
All right. I guess I shouldn't judge the theater kids so much. Maybe they're tapped into some something, you know? Maybe they watch movies because they work at a movie theater. Maybe I should stop being such a judgmental asshole.
If you go like the art house, if you guys have an art house theater around there, just ask the employees which one to watch, and they'll tell you they'll give you the right answer.
Yeah, because I worked at a movie theater, and now as a grown up, I'm on a movie podcast.
Yeah. You did just watch Goodfellas for the first time yesterday, so I'd check your privilege there just a little bit there, champ. Don't go patting yourself on the back already.
And I'm going to admit, I got too drunk to finish it. So, yes, I finished the movie, but I don't remember past a certain point because I was thinking about it today, and I was like,
what the hell happens in Goodfellas?
Good movie. And then I'm like, oh, fuck. I don't know what fucking actually ended up happening to these people because I got too drunk because my kid was not home, and I drank too much vodka.
Did you make it to the part where they move into the house that you live in?
They did, but I only saw 2 shots, and that was of the kitchen, where she's asking for money, and she's showing him like the stack of the size of the stack that she wants to go shopping, and so I didn't get to really see the house because
you got too drunk.
I got too drunk, so I'm gonna have to watch Goodfellas again.
So
tonight.
I basically married Ray Liotta's wife and live in Ray Liotta's house. Yep. Cool. I just don't have the cocaine. That bear got it all. God damn it.
The bear got all the cocaine.
All right,
And Ray Liotta's in that movie.
Yeah, Ray Liotta's in that movie. What the hell? Nice job, Ray. Go out on top, buddy. Okay. Let's talk about Violent Night here. As usual, you guys are going to have to help me piece this together because I don't take notes at the movie theater. So
yeah, they look at you funny if you bring in a notebook.
Yeah, just drawing pictures of butts.
I will tell you, though, before we start, that for the whole week, because I couldn't remember what this was called, and I didn't know exactly how bullshit it was going to get, that I kept calling it Santa Fuck Kill.
Oh, I kept calling it Santa Slasher.
Okay.
I think there is a movie called Santa Slasher. I know there's Santa Claus, like, rawr. That I was trying to get my hands on.
There's also Santa Paws.
Oh, yeah, there's Santa Paws. There's Santa's Sleigh. Like, yeah, I'm slaying you. That one's out there. There's all sorts of Santa stuff. But this is not any of those. This is not Silent Night, Deadly Night. This is its own thing as far as I can tell. But let's get into it. So basically what we got here, it starts out with David Harbour. He's dressed up in a Santa suit. He's in a bar. And he's getting drunk. And there's other Santas there, mall Santas, and they're like, oh, yeah, how long have you been doing this? He's like, too goddamn long. I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all out there on the streets. He's giving very tough guy, jaded. He's pissed at the kids, right? He's pissed at children because they're little greedy dicks, and they don't even have the spirit of Christmas, and all they want is gift cards, right?
Yeah, they don't believe.
Yeah, they don't believe in whatever.
He's losing his faith in all of humanity because even the children are greedy little dickheads now. And it didn't used to be like that. It was only the adults. And this is the beginning of this very biting subtext that's all the way through the movie.
It is.
It's just great.
Like he's like, eventually he finds a list, somebody's wish list, and it's just cash, video games at the end, and he's like, God damn it! And I'm right there with him, because like, we have to give the kids these presents. They are impossible to shop for nowadays. It's just impossible. The only thing you can give them is cash and video games. That's not fun. It's like, to give a child cash, like for Christmas, like, oh, I can't wait for little Timmy to open up his present. You know, it like 10 years ago would have been Rosebud or something, and wee, I'm gonna go down the hill, mommy and daddy, wee. But now it's just, here's your wad of money, kid.
Yeah,
awesome.
I agree.
Merry Christmas.
When your niece asks you for a $500 fucking Kate Spade purse,
yeah, eat shit,
and
kid.
It's on clearance for $500,
yeah,
and you're like, I'm not gonna fucking, no, fuck you.
Here,
you don't get what I fucking give you.
Wait, why did you get me a bag of dicks for Christmas? So you can fucking eat them, you little shit.
That's what we
should do. They were all out of coal.
Here's your fucking bag of dicks, you little fucker. I'm right there with, I mean, like, I'm going to go ahead and, like, let's just get this out of the way. David Harbour is Santa Claus, not a man as dressed up as Santa Claus, pretending to be Santa Claus like in Silent Night, Deadly Night. He is actually Santa Claus. This Santa Claus is the best. You take away the rest of the entire movie, this Santa is the best Santa in any Santa Claus story movie ever, period. Like that guy from that
Absolutely.
Santa Claus movie that you brought into the podcast. Fuck that guy. Fuck Tim Allen. David Harbour's Santa Claus is Santa, and I identify with him, and I feel his pain so much.
And the backstory that we'll talk about later that they add in makes a really good, interesting spin on why he's Santa.
Why he's Santa? Where the Santa come? Yeah, no, I need a prequel almost to this. Okay, anyway, so he gets fairly shit faced. He's like, one of his good lines is like, How you doing? Says the bartender, and he's like, I'm still vertical, so not great. Like it.
Yeah.
That's how I felt last night.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still vertical. I'm just going to keep drinking.
Yeah, I got to keep drinking. I'm not horizontal yet. So he's getting pretty shit-faced here. And eventually he's like, last one, I got to go. And she's like, hope you're not driving. He's like, yeah, well, the reindeer do most of the work. And everybody's like, ha, 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 so Santa, pretend Santa, you're so funny. And so he goes up on the roof, and the lady, like,
the bartender goes, where the hell are you going? That's the roof access. You're going to fucking kill yourself up there.
Right.
So she runs up there to be like, dude, no pissing off the roof. Because she's probably had other patrons that have went up there.
Yeah.
And just started peeing on people that are walking by.
I wonder if that's a thing. Do you think that's a thing? Because we're not from big cities. Do you think that's a thing?
I think that those doors are pretty hard to get into. They're probably locked.
Yeah, but what if,
if you're not locking
like that lady
the
fell
roof
into
access, just imagine the liability.
That lady fell into the water tower in that Netflix documentary. It happens, It happens. Some drunk guy. I bet you people fall off of roofs taking pisses. I bet you're absolutely right, Jackie. Okay.
Did you see the water? And I don't know if this is real or if it was fabricated Photoshop or whatever, but there was like a cowboy on a water tower, and somebody had a really good shot with a decent caliber rifle, and the water tower was pissing out of the cowboy's private areas.
That sounds awesome.
America.
If it's real or not, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, America. It's got to be real. Okay, so she goes up there, and he takes off on his sleigh and flies into the moon like all the other Santas, and she's like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. And then he leans over to the side of the sleigh and pukes right on her head.
Right
on her head. I didn't think this was all that funny.
I loved it.
I was curious because it looked like he'd had some rice.
Yeah.
Like all he had was beer and rice.
I don't know what Santa eats other than cookies, Imagine he's got to compensate for all the cookies.
I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, Jackie, she lost her shit in the theater because I thought that it was just going to land like down on the sidewalk and like, oh, here we go, another bad Santa. But no, it hits her right in the head. And I'm like, nope, that's how you do this joke. Get her good and goopy. It's so beautiful. Oh.
But then she's still like, I'm covered in puke. Yeah. But he's real. He's real.
The magic is real.
Okay. All right. So then we meet our semi-protagonist of this movie, Jason, his ex-wife, Linda, or they're estranged, I guess. Maybe not ex-wife.
They're separated.
They got a little daughter. Her name is Trudy. They're traveling to the Lightstone mansion, the compound, as it were, because Jason Lightstone and his family are rich AF.
So it's kind of funny the way they set this up, though, because it's just going to my mother's house.
Right. Yeah.
And so it's, you're thinking like they're going to pull up into a nice neighborhood.
Over the river and through the woods.
They're going to a fucking compound where they have a private road to get out there. And they've got a security guy that is guarding the gate that is, everybody knows. He knows who they are, right? There's this whole, hi, how's it going? Blah, 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 right? And then they get up to the house and you're like, holy fuck, there's like security people all over the place. They're walking around. They've got big fucking guns. So you immediately know, like, I didn't realize that. Okay, so maybe it's just me, but I thought that maybe the mom was some kind of diplomat, but no, she's just this really shrewd businesswoman.
Yeah, no, diplomats don't have that much money. They make good money, but not this much money. She's got $300 million in the basement. If you got $300 million in your basement, think what she's got in the bank. They're billionaires.
Yeah. They have it's paramilitary security force.
Oh, you think that's what she's doing? She's Blackwater?
No, she has at her Christmas, at her house at all times, she has a paramilitary security force that works for her. She has a privately funded mercenary group that guards her.
Yeah, she's not even Eric Prince. She's hiring Eric Prince. That guy gets hired by countries. He's a terrible human being. Mercenaries are bad people. Don't hire them. Don't think the missionaries are cool. Yeah, she's she got a lot of money. Okay, so they're going up there to celebrate Christmas, and also there is the other side of the family, Jason's sister Alva and her boyfriend, who is like who would we compare this guy to? You know, he's in bad movies, so who would we?
So.
The guy that plays
he's an action guy that shouldn't be an action guy. I'm going to call him Norman Reedus.
Yeah, okay. Norman Reedus is a pretty decent actor, though.
I'm not a fan.
Not a fan, but like
he's good. I'm not going to take anything away from him.
I'm thinking of the guy that plays the Hollywood guy. What's his name? Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat. That guy, you know?
That guy, whoever that guy is.
Yeah. He was in that one movie that one time.
Is.
Yeah. I would say CVD, but CVD's way better than this guy, and cool.
Yeah, this guy's kind of small for an action star.
Yeah, and a total d-bag as well.
Yeah, and
Aaron
he's
Paul,
stupid.
Is that his name?
Aaron Paul's rad. Eat shit, man. You're a dickhead. You just
Need for Speed forever.
Yeah, the one time he got it wrong. The one time, and you're like, oh, that's the only time I've ever seen him do anything.
I haven't seen him in anything else since
It's because you just got the HBO. You've got all of freaking Westworld to watch, Sam, and he's good in Westworld.
Oh, I didn't know that he was in Westworld.
Yeah, he's in Westworld. People like him. You just don't because you saw one movie.
I just like making fun of him because he's not big enough.
Yeah, right. Okay. You know what? You know who this guy is, except for small and less douchey? Steven Seagal. He literally is Steven Seagal, except for smaller and less douchey.
No.
Because Steven Seagal's a fucking monster.
Yeah, he's huge. Yeah.
This guy's an
smaller.
Idiot. Steven Seagal's many things, but he's not stupid.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he's an idiot.
Calculating liar.
Yeah, right.
You can't be completely dumb and be that calculating a liar and take advantage of that many people.
Yeah.
He's a con artist. He has to have some level of intelligence.
Okay, fair point.
Yeah.
All right. All right, let's just go back to the Mortal Kombat guy. Okay, and then their son, Bertrude. I'm proud of just saying it out loud. Bertrude. Because he's named after Grandma, but he's a boy. They named him Bertrude instead of Gertrude.
And the sister is the same actress that plays the sister in The Righteous Gemstones on HBO, which is a phenomenal show.
It is.
Well,
so she's nailing this.
Edie Patterson, she's been around for a little while. She's just an absolutely hilarious person.
Yeah. Okay. So they're all there for Christmas. You've got this whole... what was that movie we just watched, Jackie, not very long? Oh, Greed with Michael J. Fox and Kirk Douglas.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that going on here. Feeling vibe. They don't like each other. All they want is the money. It's almost like Succession. Sam, HBO Max, Succession. Stop recording right now. Go watch Succession.
Yeah.
Or Succession.
I'm trying to get through the goddamn... what is it? The only thing I've watched since I've had that is Doom Patrol.
What the fuck are you doing? God damn it. You're fired, Jackie.
So basically, the son doesn't really care, right? So he's just chilling back with his family. But she's like, Mom is going to retire any day now. And she's coming down the stairs. Everybody, my family, get up to the front, right? We're going to be front and center when she comes in. And then she notices him hanging back. She's like, "You're just trying to get her to choose you as the heir.
What are you guys doing? You have a strategy."
She stands further back in the room just to try to one-up him. And it's really kind of weird because they're jockeying for position and for Mom's approval. Yeah. But then when we get introduced to Mom, she's cursing somebody out with like major profanity, telling them what a piece of shit they are, and then she's like, "Okay, thank you, Senator," and hangs up.
Have a Merry Christmas, Senator. You fucking
You should
scumbag.
choke on that cock you're sucking right now. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
Senator.
Hilarious. All right, so the other thing is that apparently before tonight, Jason has he's just like his sister, sucking up constantly, maybe even more, to get some of that sweet, sweet cash. We learned that that was why him and his wife split up, is because he was just like, he would do anything for mom's approval. He was just like Alva, and she couldn't stand that. He was two different. He had an alter ego anytime mom was around or wasn't around.
Anything he works for her, too.
Yeah, anything he works for, yeah. So that's why they split up. Anyways, so he realizes also, or she, the mom, what's her name? Linda, the mom of Trudy. She realizes that Jason didn't take Trudy, the kid, to see the mall Santa, which he does every year, so that she could wish for so she's like, dude, seriously? What the fuck is going on with you, man? Like, not cool, dude. And he's like, shit, I did fuck up. So he runs downstairs.
I was really surprised, to cut you off, that this actually pays itself off extremely well.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it up right now.
Shit out of this movie.
That's the only reason I'm bringing it up right now. He runs downstairs and he's digging, except for this part. He opens up the closet and there's board games everywhere. Like, that is not what this family ever did. They never played board games.
But they had everything, so why not have a closet full of board games in case they had to pose as normal humans?
You do you hire a guy to do that? Like an interior decorator? Just go get the board games and then pile them up like they're being played?
Yeah, and then the kids see them and they're real children still. They haven't been corrupted by greed yet. And they're like, we can play those. And their mom's like, no, I have to show you how to corrupt all of humanity. Those are just for show.
Yeah, right. Now, can I go get on my sled and go, wait? No, you don't have a sled. You get wads of cash for Christmas. What the hell are you talking about?
Rosebud, are you kidding me, you little shit? I'm going to show you where all the arteries are.
Okay. So he slaps some stuff together. He digs through a box and he finds a walkie-talkie. And it just happens to have batteries in it. We're going to skip through that. And gives it to Trudy. And he's like, Trudy, this is a special walkie-talkie. It's got Christmas magic in it. And it's a direct line to Santa. He may not talk to you back, but you can tell him your wish list right now. And I'm like, this Jason guy's all right. I'm okay with this guy.
He's really trying to be a good dad, and you're discovering that he's had obstacles to keeping his family together.
Yeah, I would have splooshed a little bit right here if I was Linda. I would have had a little splooshy. Oh, God damn it. Take me. I'm just imagining if I was a sexy woman that I would like good fathering skills. It would make me splooshy. Corvettes, get them wet. Good dads, give me some nads.
Get them had.
Get them. No, give me some nads, you dumb shit. Who are you, Steven Seagal?
Get him had like he had that vagina.
No. Yeah.
I'm not even going to try with this. No. It's just weird and awful.
Good dads make wet panty fads.
No.
Okay. So Santa, he arrives. He lands on the rooftop, and he's got to go do some Santa-ing right now, so he's going to give everybody some presents. Let's get to the rules of Santa here, right? This would be a good point to address Santa's powers and who Santa is. Not his backstory, but who Santa is. He has reindeer. He mentions Rudolph. Rudolph's not there. I don't know what the fuck happened to Rudolph. He even says, like, Rudolph wouldn't have done this shit dancer. What the hell happened to Rudolph?
Yeah, because...
Is that the night off because it's not foggy?
Rudolph doesn't have a full-time? He's not full-time?
No, he's the fog light.
Is that it? Is that, like, real? Like, that's the...
Did you watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer?
No, I'm not a big fan of claymation. It kind of creeps me out. Jackie, is that what happens in Rudolph?
No.
He only works the one time, and then he's like, oh, I'll just hang out. You know? See ya, dancer.
No.
I don't have to watch the movie. Rudolph with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?
Yeah, but like then
it's just the nights it's foggy. Let's just move.
All right, fine. All right, it's not foggy out. Rudolph's not working. What's he do? Just chilling with his legs up, watching fucking reruns of fucking Cheers or something?
Yeah,
he's procreating to make the next fog light.
Yeah, it's not working. Like you were a genetic fluke, Rudolph. Yeah, I mean, what do you think you are? One of those bioluminescent fish? Go fuck a fish, Rudolph. See if that works. I'd like to see that movie.
I wouldn't.
That's gross.
I have seen that movie. Deer fucks fish. Yeah, it's on Tinder or whatever app you watch the porn on. I don't know.
It's not that one.
Okay, all right. I'm not hip. All right, so what else we got? He's got his bag, and it's not filled with presents. He just reaches in, and the power of Christmas creates the present. So does he have elves?
He's going for.
Or does
he said he has elves later?
Okay, so it's more of a teleport. It's a teleporter. Like it leaks back to the
That's really
toy shop.
So he says himself, Christmas magic. I really don't know how it works.
All right. Okay.
It seems to be teleportation.
Yeah. It's
mostly, but then he's got some pretty high-tech shit that's magical too, like his scroll.
It's just a TV show. I should probably just relax. Oh, yeah, he's got his naughty and nice list too.
But it's magic. It's a magic scroll.
Yeah.
And it tells you exactly what they did and why they're on the naughty list.
Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, boy. I don't know if I'd want to know that if I was Santa. Like, could you imagine, like, looking at Elon? What? Elon? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh.
He did have that guy killed.
Oh, no. I don't think Elon has people killed. I think he just puts things in butts. Like, Santa doesn't want to see all this shit, right? Like, Tulsi Gabbard's. Or what's that guy from Syria? Remember the bad guy from Syria that was poisoning his own people with chemical weapons?
I already forgot that nice name. I only remember Gaddafi.
Yeah. Oh, Gaddafi on the Meanwhile, fucking George Michael is singing, "Don't they know?" Or Bono, "Don't they know it's Christmas?" Gaddafi, because Gaddafi didn't celebrate Christmas, Sam, you stupid asshole. Santa wouldn't go see Gaddafi.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't go see Bono either.
No, Bono's naughty, dude. I'm throwing this list away.
You guys can pull off Joshua Tree again. I'll think about coming back.
I actually saw Bono give an interview a couple weeks ago, and I was like, oh, here we go. Dude has mellowed out.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah.
He's, 65?
Yeah.
His retirement
He's
age?
mostly just futzing around being an old man, not being like, I'm saving the world. No, he's like taking pictures of birds and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good for you, Bono. Time to pull that rainbow. Their music still sucks. Anyway,
I mean, it sucks too because like he was a very optimistic person that was batting or punching out of his weight class as far as fixing the world. And he's been crushed by his inability to save everyone, and now he just takes pictures of birds because they're not dead yet. That's very sad. That's very sad.
I didn't say the birds were alive, Sam.
He's taking pictures of dead birds so that no one forgets that birds used to exist. So much sadder.
Oh my God. Okay, so Santa's up on top. Dancer takes a big shit on their roof. It's more fun. He's like,
so unprofessional, guys.
Oh, we do need to mention his other one power is if he touches his nose, that's how he goes through the chimney. He turns into sparkles and flies down or up chimneys. Either way.
Yeah, it's basically still teleportation because I'll spoil a little bit. He doesn't like regenerate when this happens. He just is on the other end of it.
Yeah.
And he can only teleport through chimneys and through the bag.
Right. Yeah. Okay. With sparkles. Meanwhile, while he's downstairs eating some cookies and kind of taking a nap after drinking a bottle of scotch that he found, because he's like, you got good scotch here.
He's in the massage chair.
Yeah, he's in a massage chair.
It's brandy from 1938.
Nice. That's an expensive bottle there, Santa. Help yourself, you disgruntled bastard. Better not come into my house and drink any of my 5-year-old brandy.
Yeah, he's not going to drink our brandy. He's going to be like, this is the cheap shit. I don't want this.
Yeah. Oh, they gave him skim milk too.
Oh yeah, and he does not like skim milk.
Yeah.
He just dumped it into the champagne bucket like, I'll just help myself some brandy instead.
Meanwhile,
but he notices that the cookies are homemade and that the little girl Trudy has tried desperately to make them cool looking.
Yeah, that's true. Trudy did make those cookies.
But they all look like monsters.
Gingerbread men are little monsters.
Gingerbread men, yeah, they're not undead. They are abominations, right?
Something like that.
Yeah. I mean,
wasn't the gingerbread man in Shrek like a psychopath?
Yeah, kind of. But they are the thing that should not be. Food come alive. Yeah, they're abominations. Okay, so meanwhile, the catering staff isn't actually a catering staff. Now, why they had such a huge amount of caterers to cater for 5 people, I don't know. We're 6 people, 5 adults, 2 kids. Just hire a guy. You can just hire a guy to do that, not a huge catering staff. But whatever, she's rich. She's got money to spare.
They have piles of food on these trays as you walk into the living room, right where the Christmas tree is. That these 2 dudes are just holding.
Yeah, and they're holding after everybody has gone to bed as well. Like everybody's separated. It's Christmas Eve. They've all gone to their individual rooms. Trudy's already had night story time. And they're still just standing in front of the door holding goddamn trays of food.
Well, it's because Gertrude, Beverly D'Angelo character, she's just wandering about the house drinking. So
swearing at
they
senators.
Weren't holding the food and she was to come by wanting some food, asses are fired.
Do you think that they're there all the time then? Like she always has a catering staff?
They are human food stands.
Human food stands? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
She punches them in the balls and they spit out food. It's like a human vending machine.
No, they hold just normal food. And if they don't hold the food 24/7 or however long their shift is, they're fired.
Okay. All right. Well, I was thinking more... I was thinking of Elon Musk. Sorry. Again, yeah. He
has human cocaine stands.
Yeah, right. You punch the guy in the lungs and he shoots out cocaine out his nose, and that's how Elon gets his cocaine. Okay, so they're not actual caterers though. They are villains. They are there to heist the entire mansion and steal the money that I mentioned that's down in the vault, the $300 million. And so they start going into action. And they've all got Christmas-related code names, such as Johnny Legs is Mr. Scrooge. Who else we got?
Peppermint.
Tinsel.
Yeah.
Gingerbread.
It's very Yule-themed.
Yeah.
At this point, when I'm watching it, the movie hasn't quite got me in yet.
Okay.
And
Krampus was another one.
Krampus starts to get me. It's weird that it's building up so slow, but we find out why later. None of this stuff is just irrelevant. It all pays itself off.
Yeah.
But right now, though, I'm like, oh no, they're tickling my heist bone. Oh no.
Oh boy. Gucci, Sam. Gucci.
But they're just, the heist. Heist.
Gucci, oh, you like that tickling? Tickle.
Oh, heist.
All right, so they take the family hostage. They bring everybody, put them in the living room, and and it's also like different because they're not like, all right, bitch, what's the code to get into the safe? Or I'm going to shoot this guy. They're just like getting them in the room to chill out while they enact their heist, because they've got high-tech computers. You can't just stick a bunch of explosives on these bank safes anymore. It's just like the children with their money. You got to use the computer programs. They want video games. Well, there you go. And she's like, well, no big deal. Whatever, you think you know everything. Well, I've got my kill squad inbound. And he's like, I'm gonna try to do a Johnny Legs impression here. Yeah. I know. I want him here. It's not a good Johnny Legs impression.
No.
Well, and what kind of billionaire has a kill squad that takes 2 hours to get to you?
Yeah, she's like, no. Well, they do have to come from Boston, so.
It's kind of shit.
It's just, watch,
It's what
White Christmas? Anybody want to watch White Christmas while we
way she sets it up, I mean, you don't want them there all the time. They're not just a paramilitary. They're an elite special forces mercenary unit. a kill squad, as they have been called, their ready time doesn't have to be that great if they're that effective, because then you have the looming threat of mutually assured destruction to either side.
Yeah, right. That's I'm looking at you, Blackwater. So Santa, he hears everything shaking down, the gunfire from the other staff members getting killed and everything, and he's like, shit. Like Santa's panicking. He's not like time to go to action like Gerard Butler would. He's like, fuck, shit, I gotta get out of here. So he tries to get the hell out of there. Fucking reindeer are like, nope, and gunfire shoots them off the roof. They're like, bye-bye, Santa, fuck off. And then he gets in a fight with one of the henchmen.
He's really still trying to keep his schedule for the small percentage of human children that still need him.
Yeah, I don't know if he is, Sam. He did take like a 2-hour nap in that massage chair.
It's a small percentage.
Okay, very small.
He's working his schedule his way.
Yeah, all right. Just like my Amazon delivery driver. Hey-o!
Hey-o!
You really should
this
see.
Guy work for FedEx?
Yeah, you should see.
Tuesday, huh? I'll look for it on Thursday.
You should see the Amazon truck that comes by here. It is freaking knackered. Like, that guy has took it through, like, the hurricane heist. Like, it is just, the doors are barely hanging on. The sides are just, the paint has just been scraped completely off. It's pretty hilarious.
Yeah, we have it's called like on-site or something like that. It's basically they're a courier service that's only Salt Lake to Boise, and those things roll in, and you know that they go through hell every day.
Yeah. Okay. So he gets in a fight with this guy, this one of the henchmen, and it's pretty. I mean, this guy's a pretty good fighter, and Santa's not really doing great. Santa's getting kind of tossed around quite a bit.
No, we only know that he has very high human physical strength because he crushes walnuts not only with his bare hands but with a glove on.
Yeah.
Which is a grip strength that would be extremely high.
And we should mention that his nose powers to escape, they're short-circuiting, so he's stuck in the room.
Because he's either I wasn't super clear on this, if it was because he was drunk or because he's scared shitless.
I think it's both.
Okay. Yeah, so he's stuck in the room.
He tries to hide behind the Christmas tree. It's pretty funny.
Can't see me. Eventually, it ends with him knocking the guy out the window, and the guy falls and lands on an icicle decoration that's outside that apparently is not made of plastic. It is made of just death.
Or it was really just an ice stalagmite.
Yeah. Could have been an ice stalagmite.
She's so rich that she has ice statues made for her outside lawn attire.
That she polishes into perfect... it's like the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, back there.
I'm calling it an ice stalagmite.
Yeah.
All
right, so...
but either way, he's got the Christmas lights wrapped around him, and so as this guy falls out the window, he also gets dragged out the window.
He does, yeah.
And he just kind of lands there on the side like, oh, shit.
Fell on my keys. So Santa, he runs away, and he's about to give up. He's like, fuck, I got to chase these reindeer down. And then he looks back, like something causes him to look back, and he sees Trudy, the little girl, scared shitless, and there's her family's getting roughed up, and he's like, no, not on my watch. And then he turns into Gerard Butler.
Doesn't he get the walkie-talkie from the first dead guy?
No, he gets it on the second. He's about to get the second one.
But he's also looking at her monster cookies and is like, oh man, this little girl still believes in me.
Yep.
She needs my help.
Yep. I can't. No.
I mean, let's just face it. Without Trudy, those people are fucked. Santa Claus is not coming to town. Because this is what he says. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, a perfectly placed line. And then he goes back to the house.
There, he sneaks into the basement or someplace. Another henchman finds him. This guy's got even better skills at fighting. And it eventually, I mean, it ends with him killing the guy, but you guys want to dive into anything here?
This guy here is
a little
going
Scott
to be
Atkinsy.
This guy here is their unit's best hand-to-hand fighter.
Yeah.
When they're training to stay sharp, this is the guy that everyone has to fight against to get better at fighting.
Yeah,
This guy can fucking fight.
Yeah, sure can.
Even Santa, has he started to have shades of his PTSD
No,
yet?
not yet.
No.
No, not yet.
No, he's still scared shitless.
Well, we know that Santa's super strong, and he's warned people that you don't want to do this. You really don't want to fuck with me. We're thinking, well, he's got Santa magic probably, right? But not really. We know Santa by this point is a very formidable adversary, and this guy is taking whatever Santa can give him and then giving back 1.5 every time.
Indeed.
They have an exchange.
Indeed.
Yeah, at one point, Santa Claus loads up a stocking full of
Billiard balls.
billiard balls from a pool table, and he tries to jump over the table, but he can't, so he just rolls over the top of it.
That was hilarious.
That was really funny.
And it wasn't too in your face either. It was very well delivered.
And then he
But
stands up and he knocks the guy in the head with it, and the
He's
guy
hitting
still
this guy with
fucking gets
billiard
up.
balls. Yeah, and like the guy gets dinged a couple times, but he's such a good fighter. He takes his fucking knife and cuts the stocking open so the billiard balls fall out. I'm like, dude, this guy's a good fighter.
This guy fights.
Yeah. He didn't just try to avoid the balls. He's like, ha. Oh, now you don't have your weapon. Shit. And eventually it ends, though, with Santa picking up the tree topper and shoving it into the guy's eyeball and then plugging it in.
Well, no, the guy stands up and he's like starting to get mad. he goes, you guys, see, they did this really well. And it's Leitch that was the original, one of the co-directors of the first John Wick that is the executive producer, and they're all stuntmen and they're all fighters, and they want everything to be kind of somewhat realistic, even though we're talking about Santa killing people, right?
Right.
In the fights, they like it to be a little realistic, and you can see this guy go through like a mental decision where he knows that he has about 5 minutes of good brain function left before things go down on him. He doesn't know what's going to happen after that, but he's going to kill this fucking guy for stabbing him in the eye.
That's right. But then Santa plugs it in, and it electrocutes his brain, and the guy's head lights on fire.
Lights on fire.
Yep.
And then Santa's just like, ooh.
Oh.
Whoa, burning hair. That's terrible.
Ugh. Where's that brandy? Ugh. And then Santa climbs on top of this guy while his head's on fire and grabs a walkie-talkie. And at this point, I'm like, wait a minute. That guy's head is burning up. Like, eventually it's going to be just goo that is stuck to the ground. And you got to have, like, let's face it, you can't call it a cleanup crew. One of those, like, disaster relief companies that fumigates your house after you have some flood damage. That man's head is going to fuse to that floor. That whole room has to be destroyed and rebuilt.
They at least have to cut out a lot of floor.
But the smell from the burning head.
They might have to, if they're going to try to save it.
Yeah.
Cut out floor, use kills, and epoxy over that.
Yeah, I mean, the whole room's getting redone. Let's just face it.
Oh, yeah.
And Santa climbs on top of this guy while that process is taking place and grabs the walkie-talkie. And right here, I'm like, wait a minute. Santa has seen some shit.
Santa has seen some shit.
So he's fiddling with the walkie-talkie, and he finds Trudy's walkie-talkie, and she's just happening to say, Santa, I'd like to update my wish list. I don't know if it's possible, but I would like if my family didn't die tonight. And he's like, oh, motherfuckers. You got it, Trudy. And so he starts talking back to her. She's giving him reports about what the guys are doing, the villains of the movie per se are doing, and also keeping tabs and building a friendship with Santa. I just want to note
what he's
that
really doing is being Santa.
Yeah, but no, that's not what he's really doing, Sam. The movie is doing something right here.
Oh, yes.
that I'm going to put a pin in that and circle back to it. Okay, so he sees that she's on the nice list, and he's like, okay, yeah, you're a good kid, Trudy. I was, didn't want to do this, but now I'm going to start kicking ass. All the mercenaries are on his naughty list. Yeah.
I need to go up to the attic and sew this knife slash that I've got. I need to sew it up.
Right?
This is exactly where the movie grabbed Sandra all the way.
Okay.
It's starting to grab me because it has heists. Mm-hmm. I'm already recognizing Die Hard, but now they've added Rambo 3 in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, it was a little wordy. I don't know that any of this is going to go anywhere, and the front end was a little long, but they're making some very clever homages here. Mm-hmm. When he patches himself up with the wrapping paper, Sandra lost her shit. She thought that was so fucking funny that I end up realizing, you know what? That's really funny.
It is really funny. He's using wrapping paper as gauze.
Well, he's got fake snow under there, too.
He's Santa.
He's Santa. Okay, so downstairs, after some more shenanigans, Trudy's walkie-talkie is discovered. And they're like, who are you talking to? We know that they are now clued in. The villains are now clued in that Santa's. They've seen him on the security tape sneaking around. They don't think he's actually Santa. But they're like, who's this guy? They kept calling him a gopher. And I'm assuming that's like, one of those Danny Ocean-y jargon.
What it really is when you have to take a poop and it's just kind of coming out a little bit and then you pull it back in.
I don't think that's what they're talking about.
I think maybe it's like this whole lawn thing or something. We got a gopher. He's going to fuck things up. Caddyshack.
Yeah, no, I bet you it's like, you're in Barney or Smash and Grab. I think it's Danny Ocean. I think that there's actually heist lingo. That these guys, they probably have conventions. Heisters, like they meet in like Stockholm or something where all the art is. And they're like, oh, hey, how's the heist business been going? And they have like keynote speakers and like there's TED Talks for fucking heisters. And one of their jargon things is gophers.
I don't know. I'm as keyed in on the heist film as about anybody out there, and Gopher's a new one for me. So
I'm not talking about heist films. I'm talking about heisters, which if there is like a tour circuit for heister conventions, we've done it wrong. What are we doing? Why are we talking about movies? We should be heisters. God damn it.
Heist.
Why at one point we woke up and said we made a decision to not be heisters. Like every person wakes up one day
society,
and decides,
like consistently is like, no, Sam, don't become a heister. I'm like, fine,
man,
fine, society.
And then years from now,
here's like too much rent as your reward for not being a heister. I'm like, oh, I don't know about this.
Years from now, you'll be lying in your bed and saying, all men die, but not all true. I can't do the Braveheart speech. I don't remember what it fucking is, but you'll live, but you'll wish that you had been a heister when you're dying. Yeah. God damn it, we fucked it up.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach my son, like, here's what you're going to do. You're going to become a heister. I don't know if that's a good call, but it's worth a try, right?
Bad choice.
What do we got to lose?
For your freedom.
My son.
Yes, the thing that, he was talking about in Braveheart.
Yeah, right. Okay. Bummer. So what I was saying is that the walkie-talkie has been discovered, and they're like, tell us who the Santa guy is. We know you know. And she's like, he's real. And Jason's like, stop it, Trudy. He's not real. There is no Santa Claus. In the whole room, like, record scratches. And, like, even the bad guys are like, oh.
Yeah, not good.
But
in his defense, they did just break his finger in a nutcracker.
They did just break his finger in a nut. I probably would have done the same thing. Like, stop it! My balls are about to be smashed. Just tell him.
I'm also like, At this point, things are starting to pick up for me. I'm like, I don't like Die Hard that much, but they're kind of making fun of Die Hard more than they're paying it a true homage. And Brendan Fletcher, the guy that plays Krampus, when Leguizamo, when he's like, the lady won't touch his balls. Right?
That was hilarious. She's like, I'm not touching
She's like, I'm not touching that. And he's like, I've seen you scoop out someo's brains.
Yeah, I'll scoop out someone's brains.
She's like, I'll scoop his brains out. I'm not touching his junk. And then this guy's like, I will.
I'll do it.
And I'm like, okay, this has got some charm to it.
So,
and then he's talking with the Nutcracker about chomping his balls.
It's not called a finger cracker. That's what Johnny Legs says. He always speaks out the side of his mouth. It's not called a finger cracker. It's a nutcracker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
also, Beverly D'Angelo has, or Gertrude, what is it, Lightstone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gertrude Lightstone has an alarming amount of nutcrackers.
Right? It's like moms with chickens in their kitchen. She really likes nutcrackers.
She wants to smash all of the nuts.
It's subtitle or a subtext there. You need to see somebody. They're Gertrude. No, I do not. I need to smash balls.
I'll feel better after I smash a few balls.
Okay.
She seems like that kind of a woman. She will stomp you in the twat like nobody's business.
She's done it many, many times, Jackie. So Trudy is like, no, he's real. I don't believe you. He's the real Santa. Get your hands, damn dirty hands off me. And she runs up into the attic. She runs away. And they're like, oh, whatever. You guys stay here.
And this is kind of fun because this is the first time where we have them being as they've already become unmanageable hostages. Mm-hmm. So even this crack team of professionals, quote unquote, is like, Jesus Christ, these people.
Yeah.
They didn't even go after the kid. They're like, oh, fuck it, she's just a kid. These people are unmanageable enough. Just let the fucking kid do whatever. It's a fucking kid. What could go wrong?
We've got
what could happen? What movie has been mentioned a couple of times?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she's just seen Home Alone, and she thinks it's amazing.
She is now alone in a home. So she runs upstairs. She gets the walkie-talkie, and she peeps into Santa, who's still stitching himself up, and he's like, all right, kid. Here's the deal. Here's the deal behind Santa. It wasn't always Santa. Once upon a time, I was somebody called. What is he? Was his name Nicomunda or something like that? It's Nick based.
Yeah, it was very Germanic or Norse, maybe Danish.
Yeah,
Nick something.
Yeah,
and when he pronounced it, it actually sounded like he was using Norse pronunciation when he did some of his first later when he's giving all of his names. So
yeah,
his name is Nick something.
Nicomunda is what we're gonna go with. He was a Viking warrior. He was a man who would raid villages and smash heads with his trusty hammer called Skullcrasher. And the kid's like, oh, that's cool.
Tell me more.
Wow, Santa.
She's kind of like, why did you do that? And he's like, I don't know. And they don't have to do any more words because the other words would have been like, that's just what we did. It like fills itself in, but you're like, wait a second. Santa was a Norse plunderer. Mm-hmm. Doesn't know how Christmas magic works exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And I'm starting to go, these motherfuckers are playing tricks with me with their little typewriters, aren't they?
No.
Kudos. You've given Santa Santa had a prequel redemption tale.
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
Look at you.
You're making fun of Die Hard, not really praising it.
Cute little bastards.
And you've got a heist. Oh.
Both of Sam's nipples go boink, boink.
There is, like, me being a pretentious dick on the front end of this movie where I'm like, oh, if you're just going to do the thing, just do the thing. Don't fucking dance around all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
And then at this one moment, I realize, oh, they're teaching me a lesson that you can in fact do both things, can you? Oh, kudos to you, boys. That's why I mentioned
Pat
Cassidy and Worm Miller.
You walked into this movie with a wish list that also just read cash, 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 cash video games, and they taught you a fucking lesson.
Yeah, it's something else.
All right, so yeah, he used to be a real bad guy, and he's like, yeah, I'm not that guy anymore, little Trudy. And she's like, well, maybe sometimes when to help people, you need to smash some heads. Dana, go ahead and smash those heads.
I kind of read this dialogue a little bit differently, where she was actually telling him that we get to this, like, you know, prequel, or not prequel, but like pre-diegetic redemption tale that had happened to Santa and that he's burnt out or whatever. And she teaches him that doing the right thing is giving. And he's like, yeah. And then you get like a mini redemption tale with Santa again. And you're like, oh boy, you guys thought about this one, didn't you?
Yeah. So he gets found out by the lady. I can't remember what her name is. Her secret code name.
Which one?
The
lady.
Blonde one.
Yeah.
She's the only one with the terrible makeup and the awful hair.
Yeah, I can't remember what her code name was, but anyways, so he's chased around by her. He runs into a room. He's slamming the door against her, and she can't get in. And Johnny Legs comes in, and he says, "Get out of the way." And so he tosses a fire extinguisher and shoots it, and it causes a huge explosion. Santa's unconscious, and they get Santa and take him hostage.
I don't think fire extinguishers work like this.
There's a lot of pressure in a fire extinguisher. I don't know if it'd blow a door off its hinges.
Not that much.
But, yeah.
I think it'll hop around.
Yeah.
I also think it has a strong enough tank that if you use the wrong caliber, you could shoot your eye out.
Yeah, you'll shoot your eye out. Hey, Christmas. Dang, shoot your eye out to
I'm
death.
going to give it a hall pass on this one.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever they're going to do, chuck a grenade. Well, they do. That comes into play later. All right. So, anyways, Santa's taken hostage, and Johnny Legs is asking him, you know, who are you, what your deal is. And meanwhile, the other two are starting to be convinced. The lady and then the guy that looks like Peter Sarsgaard. They are starting to be convinced that he is actually fucking Santa.
Yeah. So, do you know who this guy is? His name is Andre Erickson. He's not just an actor. This guy
Skarsgård
is a rapper.
What?
A Norwegian rapper.
Could you repeat that? I didn't.
He is a rapper.
But he's like
he raps.
60 years old.
Yeah, so is fucking Chuck D.
That is a good point.
He's from Norway. He likes rap.
That's
He's
weird.
Been doing it long enough that I have to assume he's very good at it.
Yeah, all right. Hey, shout out to you.
That's weird. But hey, Santa Claus knows all their real names.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
The rapper is trying to pull out, what's in this fucking bag, and he just keeps pulling out toy after toy after toy.
How does this work?
And then eventually, they burn his fucking bag.
Yeah, Santa's bag's down. Johnny Legs tossed it in the fire, and both Candy Cane and Gingerbread, that's their names. They both are like, "Oh, I don't know.
I don't think you should have done that." And then Santa gets like the 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah,
where he's like, "I wasn't going to do this.
Yeah,
but now I am."
Vertigo Cam has now taken place, not in the movie, but in reality. In Santa's world, he got the Vertigo Cam, and he's like, "Argh! Don't make me angry." You wouldn't like Santa when he turns green and red, and then green. And, because
Santa doesn't turn any colors. You turn red.
Yeah,
from your own blood.
And the people around you turn green because you're all massacred and stuff. This is Christmas. That wouldn't have been a good one-liner, said Santa. You see, the thing is that they get sick from the amounts of human blood.
This is not going well for you.
Yeah, look, I'm Santa. This is my first time actually killing people in a really long time. I didn't even give one-liners when I was killing people as a Viking. I would just go, "Ah!" Now there's this whole thing called one-liners when you kill people. I'm new at it. Be patient.
They're green because they fell into that wall of blenders with frogs in it.
Okay, well, mine was better. They were.
I
puking.
don't know that it was.
They were puking from the amounts of blood. It's just.
And they had only eaten green Jello.
Well, maybe it wasn't the blood. Maybe it was that. Maybe it could have been that Jello that made them sick. You know, if you had Grandma's. What's that called? Jello casserole. What is that?
The Jello mold.
Jello mold,
with the
yeah.
fruit in it.
Jello casserole.
I don't like it.
You boil some noodles. You put them down at the bottom. You put provolone cheese down on top of that, and then some tomato paste, and then Jello. And you bake for 20 minutes. Jello casserole. Try it.
Huh.
Mmm. I'll take the Jello mold. Okay, so he escapes up through the chimney. His snoot's working again because I guess he sobered up and he's realized, look, I can kick these guys' ass. I don't want to. I'm still a little like, this is, it's been a while. But
no, the burning of the bag was like,
let's put him over the top.
That put him over the top. And they shoot at him and he disappears and the one guy sees it. She kind of sees it too. Leguizamo was turned around. He's like, oh, he's got a pulley system or something. And he's like, he doesn't fit up there. This doesn't check out, man.
Well, and we should mention.
We're pretty sure that's the real Santa.
I think that's Santa.
And we should probably.
He's got magic. You want to keep going or?
$300 million. Fuck Santa.
Okay.
But you should probably realize too that it's snowing in the room because Trudy has put foam in the air duct.
Yeah.
And so
it's
it's
a distraction.
shooting out. Yeah, so that he can barrel roll his, like, knock the chair over, get out of it, and then zip himself up the fireplace.
Yeah.
And you just hit something huge on the head that it may or may not be subtext where they do mention money and dollars equals fuck Santa, which is a thing in real life.
Okay, I want you to save that, put a pin in that, circle back towards the end. Okay, so Gertrude's kill squad, the elite team of Blackstone or Blackwater, whatever Eric Prince's bullshit is, they show up. Yay, I hear the snowmobiles. You guys are all fucked now, she says. And they're like, because these guys are on the take. They've been paid off. The kill squad is part of Team Heist.
Right. For $300 million, he's willing to throw his reputation down the toilet and start a new life.
$300 million. So let's see here. We got how many the original heisters are left? Like 4 or 5. You got Krampus, you got Candy Cane, Gingerbread, and Uncle Scrooge. I'm assuming Uncle Scrooge, since he's the mastermind, is probably going to take a third. So he's getting probably $100 million based on my knowledge.
These fucking things only work out if it's equal parts. This is piracy.
Okay, all right. So it was equal parts. So there's Kill Squad brings in like 15 guys though. So now they're all like 10 million each. They're not a good day.
10 million each. 10 million each is enough to not have to do what you're doing anymore and to disappear into lanes that you know you can disappear into.
When you own a squad of mercenaries that invades other countries and changes the geopolitical scene in wherever they're pointed at, I don't think $10 million is like... Eric Prince has got like $4 billion, dude.
Yeah, but he has a lot of people. This is just... These people... The Kill Squad is employed directly by Gertrude Lighthouse.
Right.
They're not making... And she's a bitch.
Yeah, she is a bitch.
They're not doing good.
Okay.
They're good at their jobs. They're not doing good. 10 million a whack on this whole situation is probably good for everybody involved.
She should have paid them more. Like, I think
she's not going to do that.
I think you got a Kill Squad on hire, on dial up. Like, you got the Kill Squad guys app. I think that's like $100 million a year at least.
No, these guys are probably making $150,000 a year.
You want the best. You don't want... That's like Joe the Hitman money. Fuck those.
Start looking up mercenary salaries. It's more than they were making in the military, but it's not getting retired unless you do it for about 10 years.
Yeah, but those guys kind of suck at it. She should have hired better guys.
Yeah, they're not making fuck you money.
All right. All right. So they show up.
Because they would say fuck you. That's the thing about a guy like that. Once he gets fuck you money, he's like, you know what? Fuck you.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So they kill the front desk man, the security guy, and they ride up and they're like, hey, we're here to, get this sweet money. And they try to open the vault. And inside the vault is a bunch of jack shit. What?
Empty cases.
Wait, is this an episode of Geraldo? Hey-o!
And there's money left on the floor. A few bills here and there scattered around. And you're like, it's a little sloppy.
Not a professional job.
But it makes sense later.
It does. Yeah.
And we should probably mention that during this time when they're trying to crack the safe, Krampus has been like, let's see what you rich fuckers give each other for Christmas. And so they're all giving their gifts to Mother.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And then he's making commentary like, oh, she didn't like it. You fucking failed. It was super funny.
I like that Morgan Steele, the action guy, the shitty action guy, he gave her, what are those called? A treatment for a movie?
It's even worse. It's a pitch book.
A pitch book, yeah. Hey, I gave you the ultimate gift, the gift of opportunity to hire me in this action movie.
Wow.
What a tool.
And then his wife does worse. She's like, here's a picture of me.
Being born.
As a baby.
And she was like, I was
in
there.
In case you forgot.
Yeah.
I was there.
I like that Krampus just picked that up and he's like, she doesn't like it, and chucks it.
Krampus is awesome.
Yeah,
this guy's awesome.
Yeah, he's pretty psychopathy. He was gonna smash a guy's balls in a nutcracker, but and shoot a child, I think. But
he was gonna shoot a child.
Yeah, he's not a good guy, but he's pretty wild. Jason, though, has given her favorite bottle of scotch and a note, and inside that note is a special message. Because later, when they open the vault, they come back in and they're like, where's the money? I will shoot this bitch, holding the gun to Linda's head. And he's like, God damn it. All right, fine. I stole the money. I did it. I was going to leave. I told Linda, like, look, here's the thing. I could be out of my mom's underneath her thumb. I took the money. I wanted to run off to, where? Like Aruba with you. Live on the beach.
Somewhere without extradition.
Yeah. And, you, me, bikinis. I'll wear a thong.
And the wife's like, what the fuck were you thinking? Like, you're stealing from your own mother. You're a criminal now. This is not going to win me back. Like, this is completely dishonest. You're a kind of a piece of shit.
I would have been fine just living in, like, Shreveport or something. How about Boringtown? Could you take me to Boringtown? Because that's what I wanted, Jason. Not all this money and bullshit.
Linda wants to live in the Hamptons.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that she can do that on his salary. He didn't need to steal this money to win her back.
They probably live in the Hamptons. No, they lived in Connecticut.
Yeah.
There's some really nice places in Connecticut.
There are.
I really like Connecticut. I think it's a cool place.
Connecticut has a very low tax rate.
Did you know that Connecticut also has the lowest? Never mind. I can't remember what it was. I was about to say per capita population, but that's clearly Wyoming, and that doesn't make any goddamn sense. There's a very low population amount in Connecticut. It's not a big place. Like
almost everyone that does TV in New York lives in Connecticut because of the tax privilege.
Sure, I could get down with that. Jackie and I are possibly heading to Connecticut this spring break with her kiddo. Check it out on the choo-choo. We're taking a choo-choo to the Connecticut. What is this? Monopoly? Hey-o.
Even though Vermont is for lovers?
Well, we got the kid.
Yeah. And,
so we're going to have the kid, and it's all about Vermont.
Oh, yeah, we're just going straight to Vermont. Like, that's what we call the bedroom in our house is Vermont. Honey, you ready to take a trip to Vermont? We'll see Bernie Sanders.
Did you bring the gloves?
Because it's cold?
Yeah.
No, the Bernie Sanders gloves that everybody knew.
Oh, yeah. That's our sexy time. We just sit in folding chairs and make the Bernie Sanders pose.
Mm-hmm.
So was it good for you? No, it was mostly cold. And the taxes are too high. or whatever Bernie's platform is this week.
Like the popcorn is the safe word, but if you ask for your partner for something really weird that you're worried about, and they're totally into it, they just say Vermont.
Right. Okay, so here we are back in this movie. What's his nuts? Morgan Steele. He manages to spring away. He actually does beat up one of the guys, right?
He doesn't. He kicks him over and then realizes that he has X amount of time before he will be a dead person because he only had surprise on his side. And then he yells parkour and barely makes it over the couch and then jumps out of the window poorly.
He's dead. The hit squad kill him, or the kill squad. He runs up and he's like, "Oh shit!" and they shoot him.
Well, and he's giving them the rundown about how many people are in the house and what's going on, and then they're like, "Yeah, fuck you," and they shoot him.
Yeah. So Santa, he's retreated to a shed. He's being chased by the kill squad, and gets to this shed, and in a moment of clarity, he flashes back to being Nicomunda, and then he says he's like, I don't think that I'm going to make it out of this, Trudy. I'm too surrounded by guys. Has this flashback. His ring from Mrs. Claus. Another thing about this movie that I love is that he opens a note from Mrs. Claus that says, I can't wait till you come home or whatever. We're going to go to Vermont this year. And it's signed Mrs. Claus, which is, she doesn't have a first name. I just want to bring that back, that Mrs. Claus is like the most sexually discriminated thing. She doesn't have a goddamn name. Her name is Mrs. Just want to remind everybody out there, it's bullshit. Her name should be like Cindy or something. Cindy Claus. Oh my God, Cindy Claus. Done.
That's terrible.
No, it's like Sinterklaas. He's Sinterklaas, right?
I'm thinking that Mrs. Claus is Brunhilde.
Brunhilde.
The real one. Or the mythical one.
Okay. Honor.
Yeah, I'm at this point I'm like, okay, he's getting his ass kicked. Is Mrs. Claus gonna step in, right? Because he's in the shed and he's like, I just want to tell her that I love her, and he's looking at his wedding ring, and then the ring falls out of his hand, and then he's on his hands and knees, and he's chasing it, right?
Right. Okay, we're not getting to that. We got to back up to Mrs. Claus. Yeah, we're not. No. The Mrs. Claus thing?
Yeah.
All right. We're saving Mrs. Claus. All right. So, yeah, it rolls up. He's like, I need a Christmas miracle. The ring rolls to the sledgehammer that happens to be in the shed, and he's like, huh. How about that?
Hey, old friend.
That's not his old friend, but it'll do.
But then I just realized this too. It's like how the magic of Christmas. Don't really know how it works. Mrs. Claus, his wedding ring rolls over to a hammer. The magic of Christmas. Don't really know how it works.
It's a Christmas miracle.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So he picks up this hammer and he's like, yep, this is happening. Beats the shit out of it. Santa is done getting his ass kicked. Santa is done running away from things. Santa has entered... he's now full on Gerard Butler. Santa's gone Gerard Butler. He's ready to kick some ass.
He's now what did you say?
Nicomunda or something like that.
Yeah.
Nicomundi.
Yeah. I don't know about you, but he's thirsty as fuck. Time is over. It is now time to hit all of the bad guys in the face with a sledgehammer. And he does.
And he also kills somebody with a candy cane that he sharpened like you used to do when you were a
kid.
Oh, this was great.
It was sweet.
So he's sucking on it, and he's enjoying it.
Yeah.
He's like, that was a really nice... And this is a thing that earlier he's like, oh, that's a nice fat candy cane, and he grabs it, and you're like, okay, whatever, he's just being a fat guy. No, paying off right here.
Mm-hmm. He's sharpening that thing to be a weapon.
Yeah.
And he stabs somebody right in the cheek with it.
Yeah,
he stabs people in the cock with it. This is now where I'm going to mention that there is a lot of cock stabbing in this movie.
Yep.
There's a lot of cock stabbing in the movie. There's cock shooting. There's junk is getting fucked up in Violent Night.
At some point, somebody screams, "Why did you shoot me in the balls?"
Yeah. he keeps screaming, "It's my balls! I took it in the balls!"
So he rushes in. Trudy he hears that they're going to kill Trudy, but Trudy's got her own shit going on. She's gone.
Oh, wait. We can't go past this shed scene because he also drags somebody through a wood chipper type thing.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, God, the wood chipper.
He drags two of them through the wood chipper, and then he puts ice skates on his hands. Fucking slashes a dude.
It was just so you guys know, it wasn't a wood chipper. It was a snow blower.
It was a rototiller of some sort.
No, it's a snow blower. I have that exact same snow blower. They're called snow blowers.
Okay, I don't think a snow blower would take somebody
No,
out.
it would not. It would not. For the sake of this movie, it did.
Troy built rototiller. You got a chance here to take a body through it.
Yeah, but it's Christmas, so it's a snow blower, Sam.
This is another one where there's some hall passes being tossed around, but I like the way it went down where he lassoed both of them by the neck on the same rope and then threw the rope in there. So it was like a timed thing, like, bye-bye.
Yeah.
No, I can make it. No, you're not going to make it.
Yeah. No, I get instantly tangled up and it would stop moving. But a person goes through it just fine in this movie.
This is when it becomes this new production company set up by the prophets of John Wick, which is now Nobody, Bullet Train, and this movie, where you're like, oh boy, I get my martial arts. Yay!
Yeah, so then he gets the ice skates on his hands, and then he slashes people up, and then he decapitates the last guy, and he just kind of looks at him and pulls his hand out of the ice skate because it's stuck in the wood, and walks away, and the guy's body just kind of slowly down to the bottom.
Yeah, the ice skates were awesome too.
And it checks out with a Warhammer and Norse daggers.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing just works.
Yeah, true. Yeah, and ice skates. The Vikings loved ice skates. That's how they got to Scotland, Sam. The channel froze, and they just shh. Where do you think speed skating came from, you ignorant bastard?
Dan Jansen?
Dan Jansen watched a bunch of tape on the Vikings. And that's how he got so good.
That's why he fucking blew it so many times until he finally won one. Sorry, Dan, I'm not making fun. You were great.
Brian Boitano, man, hell of a skater. Also really good at pillaging.
He actually could do the thing from Street Fighter where Chun-Li would turn upside down and do the helicopter, and he would just decapitate. They sent him down to... Yeah, we're down. Yeah, he did that in the Desert Wars because they have ice there.
Yeah, that checks out.
Checks out.
What is this, Twitter or something? Okay, so Trudy, she's up in the attic, and she has been waiting for this moment her whole life because she goes all home alone. She is way better at home aloneing than Kevin McAllister would ever be. Like, Kevin McAllister would see this shit and be like, Jesus Christ! My God!
He would be like, oh, wait. I could have just murdered them?
Yeah. Huh.
Like, I did not see what happened in this whole sequence as actually happening. And because, you see the mat, right? And it's got all the nails in it. And then he sees the one nail going up to the attic that's been nailed into the stairs. And I'm thinking, this is a little too obvious. Maybe this is going to backfire.
I thought this was brilliant.
And then they had the stair that had been sawed through. And when he hits that stair and then comes down and gets it right underneath, like in his... What is this spot called underneath your chin?
God, no idea.
But either way, your jaw is closed. So if that happened to you, you would be stuck until you could pull yourself off of that nail.
Yeah. My point about this whole scene is I like the setup before where Jackie got to, because these villains are like, are you... God damn it, kid. Like, this is so disappointing. I wanted to, like, actually... Like, I didn't want to die, but like it would have been fun to outsmart you a little bit, like cliche wise. This is too stupid. You're stupid, child. You are a stupid, moronic little shit. Do better, I guess. Like, why are your kids so stupid? Is what the whole movie is saying, and I'm like right there with them. Like, if my son was to set up traps, Like, they would be very poor. They would be very, very terrible. And then it just goes off the fucking rails. I thought that this was spectacular.
This is the point where I'm now all the way in, because I've now been able to take inventory of everything that they're doing from a writing perspective. And I'm like, oh man, talk about hitting a deep ball. This is like middle of the ocean from San Francisco Park, right? Like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
The Home Alone shit was, and they kept it tight.
Very tight.
They don't, like with the Die Hard thing, they kind of hang on to it for a little bit, but then he gets a sledgehammer and is like, this isn't Die Hard. He's not going to have any problems.
Yeah.
He's going to kill these motherfuckers with the sledgehammer. The Home Alone thing only lasts so long. It's nice and tight. It pays homage, and it adds things that are, because of how it's just one trap, but it's going to work in a series of ways. And then one way that's spontaneous that wasn't even planned.
Because think about it. There's three choices that they could have gone here with. Well, the one that they go with, the Home Alone, hijinks. Oh no, that man got hit in the head with a bowling ball. It went boink. It's stupid. Or that her traps are so stupid that none of them like she's tossing tennis balls and stuff at him, which they do in the movie, but like that's all it is. And then David Harbour comes in and beats the hell out of these guys, so Trudy's saved because he's on his way to save them. So that's your three options, and it takes the least likely of all of them that Trudy actually murders these fucking guys. And
she murders one of the guys.
I'm like, yes, okay, but not in a not Home Alone-y way. These traps are still a little stupid.
Yeah,
it's just that the hubris of these villains ends up getting them more, right?
Yeah. So the guy's got the nail. He's nailed through his jaw to a step that's high enough that it's hard to get off of. It's also a shocking situation to the person it's happening to.
Mm-hmm.
The gal he's with is so impatient to kill this child that she climbs up. She uses him as the ladder,
right,
to get up there when the bowling balls are starting to come down, and she's dodging most of them, but they're hitting the guy,
right.
And he gets off the nail and then is pummeled by bowling balls and falls onto the nail and drill bit trap that he had made fun of. And it's in his back and his ass, and he's probably got a punctured kidney.
Yeah.
And then he's still like, oh, fuck that. I'm pissed now because this isn't debilitating, but I am mad and I am going to help murder a child. So he's going back in there, and then he has to get this drill bit out of his ass.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, the chick that doesn't like junk has been hit in the face, in the ribs, and in the box with a bowling ball. With different bowling balls. Getting hit in the box with the bowling ball was particularly funny, I thought.
I thought so too.
It's not just fun when men get hit in the groin. Everyone can get hit in the groin for comedy.
Yep.
Equality!
Yay!
It is super funny when women get hit in the box. It's like, okay, cool.
And
makes
I
Jackie
think it's
feel
the
good.
one that hits her in the box. She's like, fuck this bowling ball. And she throws it out of the hole. And the guy's like, is this a drill bit? And then the bowling ball puts it through his skull and he's dead.
He's dead.
So her actions actually killed him.
Right. Indeed.
But the trap did kill a person. She murdered a man.
But then, no touch of the junk
Uh-huh.
lands in the glue trap, right?
Right.
And she gets pushed over, and then she has to rip her scalp out
Yeah.
to get up. And oh my God, that was gross. She's like, ah! And I'm like, oh God damn, that is gross. Is your hair going to grow back right there? Or are you just going to have to grow your hair out?
Yeah, and then we get our final Die Hard business. Actually, I don't know if it's the final Die Hard business. I think the grenade later will be the final Die Hard business, but she has to walk over the she decides to get out of her boots to get out of the glue trap, and then is walking over Christmas lights.
Yeah, the Christmas lights.
Which is Die Hard business.
Yep.
And the final, now Trudy's in the corner. All she has left is sports balls to shoot, hoping that this person that's going to trap her there has been injured enough that a sports ball will be like the straw that breaks the camel's back. It is not.
Mm-hmm.
However, Santa's there, and he hits her with a sledgehammer so hard that she flies about 10 feet and breaks through a cabinet.
Yep. Then smashes her in the face with it. She's dead.
Well, this is also good because it shows how the impact worked. Like, she never actually is able to get up.
Yeah.
She's been crushed by a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And Santa's like, okay, Trudy, I want you to turn around, close your eyes, put your fingers in your ears, and sing, what is it, Jingle Bells, as loud as you can, while he murders somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, outside, the family, Jason has given up the location of the cash. It's hidden in the nativity scene, in the hay bales. And so they start loading up the cash on snowmobiles, and they're about to kill the family. They're like, well, thank you. We're going to kill you now. But then Santa arrives, and he starts fucking shit up. And Linda's like, I once shot a gun while hunting. She starts shooting at guys because they killed Krampus with the tools next to the fireplace.
Was great and Christmassy, so I have to mention it.
Yeah.
They're like, no, shoot him first. No, shoot her first. They're turning on each other constantly until finally the drunk lady tosses her alcohol on the fire and surprises Krampus, and then they all grab a fire poker and kill the man. And then what is the... I remember Linda. What's the sister's name? Alva. So then Alva turns to Linda and goes, thank you, Linda. Genuinely. And Linda turns back to her and says, well, it's finally we can do something as a family together on Christmas.
and even her old Bertrude has had some sort of transformation in his own life, too. He's like... A bit. He's not quite the tool that he was, the streaming douchebag that he, like, hey, check my Instagrams and my sweet tweets that he was before, but he killed a man today.
Well, then Krampus kind of gets back up for a second, and Alva was like, I don't fucking think so. Stabs him right in the throat with the poker, and it was just great.
So she's got this gun. She's popping off rounds at the Kill Squad guys. And Santa's out there fighting dudes, and Scrooge and the lead Kill Squad guy, they take off on the snowmobiles and start escaping.
With the cash that was stolen by Jason Lightstone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Santa has found this sled thing. Oh yeah, they kidnapped Gertrude as well. Santa's found this sled thing, and he's chasing after him, and he shortcuts his way through the woods.
It's not a sled. It's baby Jesus's manger.
Oh!
He's the closest thing to a sled he can find.
So he steals baby Jesus's bed.
I gotta borrow this baby Jesus to do some murdering. Sorry, bud.
He does kill a man with baby Jesus. He hits him in the face with concrete baby Jesus. And I like when he runs over there, he tells my dad joke anytime he's like, Jesus. And there's baby Jesus.
There's an actual Jesus there, yeah.
That's my dad joke. So he's chasing after him, sleds down the hill, jumps it, ramps it onto one of the snowmobiles, kicks the guy off, and now he's chasing after it. Johnny Legs, he gets to this old cabin, this weird cabin that's apparently on their property. And he's like, come on, Santa. He's pulling out the extremely long pistol and pointing it at the Batwing and saying, come on, you gruesome son of a bitch. But behind him is a tree stump. And so he dives out of the way. Santa crashes into that, flies into this goddamn cabin. And he's like, oh, once again, I've fallen on my keys.
Yeah. Christmas magic does not prevent injury.
Yeah. So he's not feeling great. Johnny Legs comes in. Johnny Legs has got like a weapon with him too, like a
He's
billy
got a
club.
collapsible baton that they introduced earlier, which pays off right here. Mm-hmm. Because Johnny Legs, it's not the guy I was like, this is the guy they train against. This is the guy they train against until they train against Johnny Legs. If they make it to this guy's level, then they can, like, this is a guy who uses improvised weapons and hand-to-hand combat and knives better than anyone has ever used them. And so now you have set up two eras of warriors apart, many eras of warriors apart. A man that's great with a warhammer and a man that's great with small weapons.
Yeah. And also, Johnny Legs, he finds the Christmas list, and he sees that he's on the naughty list, and he's like, you know what? Here's the story. I'm not going to say it on this podcast, but one day I had a real bad Christmas. I killed a man on accident, and it fucked up my life forever, so I'm going to kill you, Santa. It's not about the money anymore. I'm going to kill you, Santa, because I hate Christmas. I hate it.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck you up, Santa. Santa's like, no, you're not.
He
does. Santa says that, but that's not what happens.
Yeah. They go through a pretty good fight.
Yeah,
it's pretty
brutal.
Dual wielder of daggers, even though he's not holding daggers, versus a man with a hammer.
Yeah.
And both of them knowing how to gain advantage over the opponent that would be in that class and drawing to basically a stalemate.
Yeah. And the only way that it doesn't, technically Santa wins, but the only way it's not a stalemate is by Santa magic. If there's no Santa magic, they kill each other. And they kill each other. They might have killed each other anyways. Now, there's something that happens after the Santa magic, but this is sweet because Santa does the nose thing and sucks both of them up the chimney, and then he's just holding Johnny Legs' torso. And because Johnny Legs didn't go up the chimney in Santa magic, he went up the chimney in human pieces. He didn't fit.
Well,
Which is going back, Sam. Again, it goes back to where Johnny Legs looks up the chimney. The guy's like, there's no way he could have fit up there. And Johnny Legs is like, hey, he's got a pulley system or something. Johnny Legs gets pulled up the guy. I mean, these guys wrote the shit out of this movie.
Like, I had to resist every urge in my body to stand up in the theater and start clapping.
Just stand up and clap. Just stand up and clap.
I was reclined.
Oh, that is tough, yeah.
And then they had these like bucket recliners where it was like, man, if I was tired, I'd fall asleep. Mm-hmm. It was like one of those beds they used to sell on the fucking TV late at night.
Yeah.
The recliner in the theater was ridiculous. So anyway, the fire hose of blood
was amazing.
That comes out that chimney was, wow, icing on the cake.
Yep.
And that every bit of Johnny Leguizamo that would have fit through that chimney made it out. It's just that none of the other parts did. And then, more than anything, we realized his nose touch isn't teleportation, I've just figured out.
Okay.
He has Duddits powers.
Oh, he does have Duddits powers, you're right.
Which now brings this to a fucking new tier of me liking it.
Yeah.
Because it made Duddits better.
Yep.
And it's great because he starts ho-ho-hoing up there on the chimney looking at this torso
cry.
Like,
yeah.
ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho-ho. And I'm
but then he gets shot. He gets shot a bunch by the last of the kill squad, the commander. And then Gertrude kills him, but Santa falls to the ground. He's bleeding out. The family's like, no. Trudy's like, no, Santa. And Santa dies.
Well, not before her dad burns $500,000 in the fire.
That's true.
Trying to keep him alive.
Nice work, Jason. I mean,
and Alva, the sister, is like...
Good attempt.
Yeah, Alva, the sister's like, don't burn money, you stupid shit. Just let him fucking die. I'm like, God, Alva.
Have you seen him? He's not doing good. I think that's just a waste of money. Turns out it was a waste of money because Santa dies. But at the same time, Jason has changed...
or was it?
A little feeling. Exactly, Sam. And we're going to get there. But they all say, you know what? I think he is Santa. Or was Santa. Damn it.
I believe.
Hey, I believe too. I am Spartacus. We're not doing that right now. We're saying we believe in Santa Claus. Oh, sorry. And Santa comes back to life.
Beverly D'Angelo's was the best. Her character, who's this evil witch of a greed creature. When she does it, she's basically just like, he's right there?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think so, but I mean, fuck, he's right there.
Yeah. So he comes back to life, and they say, thanks, Santa. And he's like, don't worry about it. You brought me back to life by your believing in me, and I'll see you guys later. Have a Merry Christmas. I finally, reindeer showed back up. You guys are assholes. Also, I just can't get enough of you guys. You guys are cute. I mean, you're
Well, they got his replacement bag for the presents, and Mrs. Claus has sent Skull Crusher.
Yeah.
Just in case she needs it. So
if you need a little assist there, buddy. Little special note from Mrs. C. And he's like, let's get out of here. I got Christmas to do, you glorious bastards. And he flies into the moon and continues on Christmasing. And I'm assuming meets up with a fairy and an ogre and has to like free some people that were being held hostage by Somalian terrorists. Oh, that's my other favorite Christmas movie.
Actually, well, my God, you just touched on something interesting.
Oh, wow. How do I keep doing that?
Because the movie does that for you. Is he going to go on a vigilante spree because his wife just sent him with a hammer and he realized he's been fucking lax on his schedule?
Yeah.
So he can go drop off all the kids' gifts because there's a minimal percentage of kids that still need him at this point.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people that still need him. And so then now is this Christmas the first night of Santa's blood feud revenge against evil?
Yeah, like we could, there's lots of people that need you right now, Santa. It's with great power comes great responsibility. Must also come great responsibility. Sorry, Dan Slott, for fucking that up. With great power must also come great responsibility. This is your duty, Santa. You gotta fucking free those parents from Somali terrorists. You gotta go in there and fuck up some shit, bud.
She sent him the hammer.
Yeah.
He just got started tonight.
We are asking for a prequel, Sam, but this is actually a prequel for my other favorite Christmas movie, I Believe in Santa Claus. Here we go. I'm in. Let's, we don't need a John Wick 4. We need Santa saving the goddamn world, basically.
I mean, in real life and in film.
Yeah, right. I believe. Let's try it. I believe in Santa Claus.
I believe in Santa Claus.
I believe in Santa Claus.
Okay, I'm checking outside.
This year, Santa, I wish that the world will actually start using some of the power sources that are clean and renewable, including the revamped version of nuclear.
Yeah, Santa, could we stop dumping trash in the ocean? Could you, do something about the trash in the ocean? I'm pretty tired
Santa,
of that.
Do we have to buy everything made of plastic?
Yeah,
food containers.
So here's a funny story, Sam. Yesterday, I had my stomach hurt. Oh, I was like, oh god damn. So I went in the bathroom and I sat down on the toilet and I took a big shit and I looked at it. It was just a log of plastic, just this big chunk of plastic. I actually picked it up and was like, I'll do something with this later.
I shit out 17 Dasani bottles and I don't even drink that water.
It's really weird. Really weird. Okay, that's your movie. Questions. I'm starting with Sam.
Do we want a sequel?
I do. I don't want a sequel. I want the prequel. I've never said this in my life. Give me that prequel. I want to see him become Santa.
I'm going to prove to you why you want the sequel.
Okay.
Because the sequel should involve similar levels of justice, yet not necessarily the same level of competition, because this is a small group of B-level mercenaries.
Okay.
I want Mrs. Claus. I want mention of, you don't want me to call my wife. And then Mrs. Claus shows up dual-wielding swords and shit gets real.
Okay.
They sent me out because I'm the nice one.
What's that Danny Trejo franchise that we love?
Machette.
Yeah, she shows up and she's Machette.
She's Brunhilde or whatever, the Valkyrie of
Okay.
Gaulish folklore.
Which leads me into my thing. We can infer some things about Christmas magic by him being Santa. But if you claim that she's also as old as Santa, Sam, if she's Brunhilde, then what did Mrs. Claus do to gain this immortality? What was the Christmas magic that she was? Was she just murdering dudes?
She's going to be baking cookies for 12 million years from how many bodies she's slain.
Or is there like a revolving door of mortal Mrs. Clauses that...
Nope.
No, he says that they've been together.
It's Brunhilde.
Okay.
She's going to come in with a spear and shit's going to get real fucked up. She's not even going to get a scratch.
Okay. All right. I go for it. I go for it. Jackie, prequel or sequel?
Sequel.
Okay.
With Broomhilde.
All right. She's.
I think this is like the world screams for like strong female characters.
Yeah.
And then we're delivered lukewarm female characters posing as strong female characters for the most part, other than like,
Looking
Black
at
Widow
you, Wakanda forever.
I didn't watch that yet.
It stinks.
I mean, it doesn't stink. It's just.
It was bad.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Anyway, you have one here. You have an ability to really just be like, here is a female force of nothing but death.
Mm-hmm.
Let's seize that opportunity.
Yes. Jackie, question.
What was your guys' favorite death?
I'll go first, and it's one that we didn't even talk about. It was the grenade. He comes out, tussles with a guy, and does the cliche thing where the guy's like, oh yeah, motherfucker, I got a pin. Well, he grabs the fucking pin, tosses him around, stuffs it in his pants, and the guy blows up. That's super cliche, happens all the goddamn time. What I loved about it was that he threw this perfect one-liner in that I can never replicate. On paper, it says, here's a little stocking stuffer for you. But the way that it was delivered was so not in your face. It was so subdued, like, I am making this up as I go. I can't believe I'm saying one-liners. And then he walks away like he's going to do the slow motion. I'm not even going to look at the explosion badass thing. And he's like, nah, I'm going to turn around. I got to look at this guy blow up. I lost my shit at that point. I was like, God damn it, this movie gets me. Like, wait, you guys cracked into my brain in the middle of the night, extracted it. That lady scooped it out, and then they're like, okay, this is how Justin's going to like this movie, and then stuffed it back into me.
Yeah, I was so... When he is walking away because he's so badass, he doesn't even have to watch the explosion, and then he goes, no, I gotta watch this. I gotta. He's like, oh, yeah, that was you. And it, like, even in like that David Leitch shit where it's like, let's make this somewhat real in the action. They wouldn't have gone into this situation with fragmentation grenades because of the family.
Right.
It's an incendiary grenade. It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point, Sam. Here's a little stocking stuffer for you. Sam, it's your favorite death. Johnny Legs is pretty good, too.
No, Johnny Legs is my favorite. The fire hose of the blood sprinkler, that's the one I liked. And it's like a great way to like Johnny Legs getting to be a villain again, but like really getting a nice send off, like a memorable, like this is people are gonna remember Johnny Legs for this. So I love it.
Yeah, it's true. Jackie.
Well, that when I first left the theater, my favorite was definitely the star in the eye and then getting electrocuted.
It's a good one.
But I'm with Sam. My favorite death is when he hoodwinked his way up the chimney and then he's just holding this torso with the blood everywhere and he's ho-ho-hoing before he gets shot. I mean, it was just so damn funny.
It was good. It was good.
He tosses the torso off the side as he's laughing and it hits the ground and you get to see it and you're like, oh, wow. Just enough to fit through the chimney.
Yep. Yeah. All right. Anybody else? Questions before I get to the big one?
Hall passes.
Okay.
I think I answered my own question on the key thing, because they're like looking like they're going to crack it, but they're not actually doing anything to crack the safe when they're down there. Mm-hmm. They just have somebody there guarding it, and so they're just waiting for the key. So I think that works. That's not even a hall pass. That just works in the film. They don't know how walkie-talkies work. True. We're going to give them a hall pass for that.
Yeah. Well, no, it's on Stinker Madness. You can't know how phones or radios or any of that shit works. So that checks out.
But at the same time, we're looking at a movie that's climbing percentages rapidly. And maybe if it sticks at 70, that's all it gets on Rotten Tomatoes. But we're looking at a movie that's climbing into good movie territory.
Sure.
And so we have to, reconcile whether that's a hall pass.
Oh, there's
because
definitely
of everything else.
Yeah, there's some hall passes. There's some forgivenesses done here, because why are we going to waste time on nitpicking? I mean, is it a perfect film? No, it's not. Is it a fucking Shawshank? No. Is it fucking White Christmas? No. Is it fucking The Christmas Story? No. It's a silly movie that shouldn't have worked, but does. Why would we spend time on these hall passes? Who cares?
Because I spend so much time thinking about how well written it was with payoffs and like taking every part of the system into consideration. If you go and look at the way you're supposed to make a movie, and then you're giving the audience something that's like a lot of movies that break those rules and work perfectly, but then bringing those rules back in and making it work a little bit better because of that. And I'm saying that we have to extend the hall passes for these because they allow for the pacing of the film.
Yeah, I agree. If you'd waste time trying to set things up, we would be complaining that it was too long. No, thing was actually an hour and 55 minutes. That's the top end of Stinker Madness, and I didn't notice a minute of it going by.
I couldn't. If I would have known this was damn near 2 hours beforehand, I probably would have vetoed it, and I'm so glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But, man, this thing flew at by 2 hours.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Jackie, question? Any more? Okay, let's get to the big one. Does this capture the true spirit of Christmas?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Possibly in every way ever.
Okay. Reinforce your statement there.
I'm going to go yes. I mean,
I need more from Sam, honey. Sorry. Sam, why? Why do you say that?
Because of the marketing of Christmas and how the subtext is all against the marketing of Christmas. The actions that he takes reluctantly are about doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. And that ultimately everything that he does is because somebody that wants Christmas to be right, he does it. Even when they murder a man together, it's like, well, at least we did something together as a family. Like with Zamo, who he looks at and goes, I might still be able to save you, until he burns the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Then he becomes the enemy of the true spirit of Christmas. Just because this Santa is the spirit of Christmas vengeance doesn't mean that this movie doesn't actually portray the full spectrum of Christmas, family, and it's not about gifts, it's about togetherness, it's about togetherness.
The family who slays together stays together.
Stays together. Was it done in a very quirky way? Yes. But it hits all of those points, and it criticizes movies that are Christmas movies that do not have the spirit of Christmas in them.
That's a good point as well. Jackie, you?
Yeah, I do think that it, for all the reasons that Sam said, it's believing in Santa Claus and a child's innocence at Christmas time and commercial greed and choosing to do the right thing and family togetherness. It's all those things, and it was well laid out. It was great.
I'll do you both one better, because it turns out that I am the true spirit of Christmas right here. Hello.
You sure are.
Yeah, you didn't know that, but you've been looking at it the whole time. Christmas takes place for about a month. I know that the retailers want it to be about 6 months now, but it literally takes place for about a month where it's in our heads every goddamn time. The rest of the year, we don't think about it. We don't practice the true spirit of Christmas. We don't think about giving gifts to others and smiling and saying to your neighbors, happy holidays. And God damn it, Jackie and I had a freaking carolers come to our house for the first time in our goddamn life the other day. And it was spectacular. It wasn't just because it was Christmas. It was that somebody cared enough to walk the neighborhood and share joy with people. To me, that is something that, like, idealistically humans should do all the goddamn time. Hey, it's Tuesday in May. Oh my God, there's people singing on my front porch. That's amazing. But we don't do that because we're shitty, terrible goddamn human beings.
Yeah.
Now, Santa, after thousands of goddamn years, has felt the exact same thing. And then tonight, Santa is experiencing what I experience every goddamn year. If anybody in a Christmas movie wants to capture the true spirit of Christmas, redemption of the rest of the goddamn time where we're not practicing the true spirit of Christmas should be delivered by goddamn the guy who delivers Christmas. That's the brilliance of this movie, is the actual Christmas redemption is taking place by Santa. He hates Christmas until he himself goes, wait a minute, son of a bitch, I'm Christmas. Let's get some Christmas. I loved it. I loved that. Like, no, this is the most Christmas movie I have ever seen in my entire goddamn life.
Pretty much.
It is a Christmas. Suck it, Die Hard. You suck. You suck. You're not a Christmas movie. You're a Christmas movie that takes place, or you're a movie that takes place during Christmas. This is a Christmas movie that is also Die Hard. I blew my fucking shit when I realized what was happening. Like, how did I not see this? How has this movie not been delivered? The people usually have their redemption where they're like, oh, Christmas is bullshit, until the day they open up presents and they see the joy's face on this. No, the guy who gives us Christmas has the redemption. Oh, wow.
They have a little bit. They're going to be less corrupt, but not by a lot.
No, I'm saying like in the writer's room for every Christmas movie up until 2022, those people all need to be fired, because this one was sitting there, like all of us. I mean, like, how did we not see that Santa should have the Christmas redemption? And now that it's in front of us, it's so obvious. Like, the writers of this movie, I'm putting on a goddamn pedestal. Crown their asses.
Pat Casey and Warren Miller.
Crown their asses.
They wrote a martial arts film for David Leitch, and it's better than other Christmas movies because the other writing rooms are a bunch of sycophantic fucks.
Yep.
And that's what, Bullet Train was fun. It touched some good moments. Mm-hmm. I still haven't seen Nobody. You guys loved it.
Loved it.
This is the shit that they're setting up with this studio.
Yep. No.
Writing.
Good.
Holy shit.
Yep. Writing. Yeah. Let's start there rather than just being like, what if there's dinosaurs in the movie?
High concept. Yeah. What does that mean? It means stupid.
Let's put aliens in this movie. It's called Alien, the Alien Invasion, and then you guys just pencil out some. I'll write action, and you guys direct around. That's how. No, start with the goddamn writing, and that's what they did here. And it was man. I can't praise this movie now.
Waving middle fingers around the rest of the industry constantly. Oh, yeah. The fucking pitch book.
Oh, yeah.
It's a picture of the guy, a one-sentence concept. Well, if you can't put it into one sentence, it's not a high concept. No, that's that's like spinning it to, like, whatever political gain bill. Like, oh, we're going to have the Family Act of America forever. What does that mean? It means we can dump shit in the ocean. Well, if you can't fit the concept into one sentence, it's not high. No, it's dumb as fuck if you can fit it into one sentence.
That would be the FOAF bill.
And then how much it's going to cost and how much you might make.
You just came up with the FOAF bill. I'm pretty sure Ted Cruz is sponsoring that next week. The FOAF bill.
I actually just got a text message from Ted Cruz.
Yeah, he's wanting more money. To pay for...
It was actually, hold on. It's just his penis and it's not very large.
Oh, yeah. Gross. Okay, let's wrap this up. Final recommendations. I'm going to go first. Yeah, absolutely. I don't care what podcast we're doing right now. This is for everybody. Just go watch it. It's great. Jackie.
It's her pick. So
it's screw Jackie. Sam.
I said I almost died, and $58. I loved every second of all of the $58 and almost death spent. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying just do. I'm like challenging Justin to write the slam in a way that says, you got to go watch this before you listen to us talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Please do. Jax.
I'm going next. So right after we got out of the theater, I text both my parents and I was like, I want to take you to this movie. Like, I fucking loved it. I mean, I loved it. I walked into that theater thinking it's not going to be very good. It's not going to be well thought out. It's
Shouldn't have worked.
Be a high action movie where Santa Claus kicks some ass. Like I said, I was calling it Santa Claus slasher, right?
Yeah.
But it kind of just blew me away in a way that I haven't been blown away by a Christmas movie in a really long time. And I left that theater just feeling so damn good. Mm-hmm. And just so warm and bubbly and Christmassy. And it was like, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I just watched a bunch of people get fucking murdered. You know, I shouldn't be feeling all Christmas spirit. Yay, murder. Yeah. But like, I walked away from it just happy and loving it. And just feeling like, yeah, that was worth my time. That was worth the money we spent. I'm with Sam. It was worth it, and I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take both my parents.
There you go. The only thing I would add to what everything's been said is that it wasn't as big as a risk as, say, the unbelievable weight of unbearable weight of massive talent. That movie really could have failed. But this one also really could have failed because I was thinking it was the exact, just like an homage to those 70s and 80s slasher Santas, just like Jackie's thinking. And this totally wasn't. This was a surprise. I am completely chuffed by this film. And get some.
And I'm adding to what you said. The way they marketed this was perfect. They marketed it in a way that you're gonna get what you paid for, which is Santa smashing some dudes. Mm-hmm. But they knew that they had a product that had so much more that you get surprised when you see it at the theater.
Yeah.
And so it has that. I hate watching trailers sometimes because I'm like, if it doesn't give me more than I had in the trailer, you just wasted my fucking time.
Yeah, why
I can
did I
just watch a 2-minute trailer and get the movie.
Yeah.
They were very conservative with the leaks on what this movie had, and they had so much substance. It was wonderful.
Yeah. According to Johnny Legs, I saw him on Twitter today. He said that take home this weekend's estimated at about $13 million. So that's domestically.
They beat it by $3 million.
Yeah, that's domestically. So I think it's going to be fairly successful for what it is. Probably maybe
they're generous because I did read this about it. Its generous estimate was like, we'll be happy if it gets 10 million first weekend. If they did 13,
then they're good.
Then they're beating
Which
it
is
right
weird
now.
for Universal because they were the company that said we're not going to spend money on a movie unless the budget's $50 million or some shit like that. So
25 is where Universal's at.
All right. Well, I'm glad they didn't do that. This is a great one. So next week on the podcast, I'm going to not give us a great one. I know a little bit about this movie. I've never seen it before. I don't think it's going to be a do, guys, but we're going to suffer through it anyways. It's called Feeders 2. Currently streaming on Tubi TV. So it is a Christmas movie. It's a
It is a
Christmas
Christmas
movie.
Really?
Yep. Feeders too. Yep. We're gonna check it out. So.
Because I was giving you the look like, dude, it is December. What are you doing?
Yeah. No, it's Feeders too. We'll see how it goes.
To a Christmas movie.
Okay.
God.
All right. Hope you guys have a great week and get to the chopper.